Libra. Hi, Libra. How are my librarians? I don't know if that's a thing. Can't help it. Libra, I'm here to do your energy check-in for the period of the full moon under Leo, which was last night. And today we're in the first, waning gibbous aspect of the Leo moon or the wolf full moon. And this is just when this reading is being done. But Libra, whenever you click on this video is when it's meant for you. My readings are timeless. And they're general too. They may or may not resonate with you, but at this time. But hopefully they do, and if they do, please do hit the like and subscribe if you feel so moved. Libra, let's get into this. Oh wow, I love this. Sorry, let me let you in on what's going on. Libra. Sorry, I've got to smile a bunch right now. There's so much yellow on the table. Yellow is life-bringing, sunny energy, and that's a lot of fulfillment. I just look at what's going on here, and it's big good. It's the big good. What we start with, though, let's do this in order. It's the Queen of Pentacles, very earth, mothering, nurturing energy. I think it's your energy. For most of you, it's going to be representative of where you're at right now. You're in a really exalted aspect of earth, which is to say that you're feeling very nurturing, very nurtured. You're feeling very creative. It's a pre-Empress energy. The Empress is on the table here too. And which is to say that you're in a space that is very fecund with creation. Some of you may be talking about motherhood and family. Some of you may be experiencing a very deep connection with your mother. This may, for some of you, this may have to do with your mother. She may come into play here. But by and large, I really feel like this is your energy, Libra. Male or female, by the way, it doesn't matter. This is just a very exalted aspect of the earth world, which talks about material and wealth and resources, as well as wealth in and sophistication in creativity and creation and nurturing. What is crossing or supporting that is the Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment card, but it's also a card of great achievement. And so what this period speaks to, and it's an achievement that brings you a lot of emotional fulfillment and satiety. And so what this moment in time is speaking about is this creative process that's bringing you a really incredible wish fulfillment, and it's making you feel very, very proud of yourself. This Nine of Cups energy is somebody who has worked hard for this. It's, and maybe they're a little smug about it, but they earned it, and it's and they get to do that. They get to feel that way. And so should you, about your achievements and whatever this energy, whatever it is that you're committing this energy toward, Libra, is something to be really, really proud of. And you're having this moment right now. You're achieving something. And so at the root, if you use the Hierophant, and the Hierophant talks about a great spiritual discipline and practice. This is my card of practice. And it's also a card of tradition. It's a card of spiritual leveling up. It implies to me at the root of this event and this process in this period that you have committed yourself to a very disciplined practice that has allowed for you to become spiritually elevated. You have leveled up. You have graduated and going through a very measured and again disciplined process towards that elevation. For some of you, it may be that you've been to school, like you're graduating from uni, you're going, it's actually a traditional practice like that. For others of you, less so, more of like, you're a student of life, and this is something that this is just the way you behave in your life. Through your disciplined practice, you were able to achieve the next level, and this is at the root of you. Contracts, for some of you, is going to be a sense of contracts and delegation. Like the Hierophant is here to say that he's, bringing structure towards your spirituality. So something that is born of a spiritual nature, whether it is your actual spiritual practice or something that you create, some work you do, relationships that you engage in. The nations of that is spiritual, but the Hierophant adds structure to that. So he brings it to the next level. People start to sign contracts. People start to buy brick and mortars, invest in studio space, whatever that looks like. You're actually making manifest and legitimizing that spiritual practice into something that is tangible here in the 3D realm. In your recent past is the Page of Swords. This feels really familiar to your last reading, Libra, I'm not going to lie. Because again, we're talking about curiosity and communication and a flurry of, a study. And my pages are student cards and research, having been done in the recent past. This is again, I feel like there's a lot of repeat energy here, Libra, and I think that's great. I think that just points to you being on the right path. You're still on track for this. And the Page of Swords also talks about a level of communication that is it's not quite refined. It's not very sophisticated. He's not the Queen or King of Swords. He's not even the Knight yet. He speaks the truth, but he's kind of, maybe he blurts things. Maybe he says too much too soon. Maybe it's just ill-refined communication. But again, it's not that it's not the truth. It's just, there's a lot of, communication in earnest. It doesn't mean that it's always lands poorly either. Like it could just be that, you just... You say what you have to say. This is the energy of the communication of the Page of Swords. There's also, again, research implied by this card. Observation and surveillance is also implied. So there might, in the recent past, been an energy of kind of like standing back and watching quietly and kind of like just seeing things unfold. Observing. It's a card of observation as well as anything else that I just spoke about. So it's going to be different for a lot of you. It's going to be one thing or the other. Maybe it's all the things. But this is the energy of your recent past that culminates into, this really incredible legitimizing of this spiritual practice and indeed, achievement. What crowns you is such a sweet card. It's the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups talks about old friends. It also talks about a couple things coming through for you, Libra. It's it is a card of old friendships, of halcyon years, of things that went before. This is an energy that crowns you. It's a really loving type of friendship that just is, it's stood the test of time. It is also a card for others of you. It's going to be about a return to yourself. You're getting a feeling of like a reminder of the person of your, who you are on, as the inner child. It's a really sweet feeling. I feel like when we get to visit this part of ourselves or be reminded of this part of ourselves, it's such a beautiful, sweet feeling because it's like you get back in touch with like just your essence. This is the energy that's crowning you, Libra. There's a little bit of that going on, and it also talks again about perhaps there being an old friend who also imbues in you that feeling. Isn't that the case? Like when we have old friends in our lives and we see them maybe after not having seen them for a very long time, you just pick up where you left off, and in that way they remind you of who you once were. And this is, for some reason, for some of you, it's going to be important to this process. You're you're tapping into this, and it's a source of strength for you, I think. And so as we move forward into the future, you are given a lot of options, Libra, and they're overwhelming. It's their cups. Seven of Cups is it talks about being presented with so many options that are all emotionally triggering. So it's not like anything's like a clear, no. All of them are maybes, and a few of them are like, yes, definitely, but I can't have them all, or can you? We don't know. But you don't know because you're overwhelmed, because it's overwhelming. It's hard to sort all of this out because it's coming at you in such a flurry. And isn't that the way of, as we go through achievements, when we, when the floodgates open, they just open, and so this implies that you get a lot of offers. There's a lot of offers on the table for you, and they're all going to look really, really good. And so that's something that you can prepare for, because such is the way of achievement. And what happens is that all of these floating flurry of emotional cup stuff, they become organized, so you will sort it out. In your energy is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is, it's obviously luck. Good fortune. The wheel is turning in your favor. And this being your energy, it's the, sorry, there's a couple things coming through. Just to put it out there, the Wheel of Fortune has the 4 fixed signs on it. So it may be that you have these elements in your chart, or that you may be dealing with a Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, or Leo. And but so just to put that out there. And for others of you, again, this being in your position, it's a card of karma. That's what's coming through. And your karma bank is overflowing. It's this is because you've been putting in the work the whole time. This is because you've been feeding your karma, and you've been playing a long game, perhaps. It's one of those things where the wheel was bound to tip in your favor. It was just about how much force, and it was going to take. And so this is the energy that you're living in right now. In your environment is the world, and this is the completion of cycles. And so what's happening around you, and once again, the fixed signs are here. So interesting. In each of the corners is our our Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. I didn't even look ahead, but this is significant actually for you, Libra. So pay attention to people of these signs, or that if you have these signs representing strongly in your chart. Fixed energy also is like again, it's this idea of being established and legitimized and like structured. And so it's immovable, right? And so what this is telling me is that you're in the process as the wheel turns and you get through this period of completion. It's the cement is drying on this. It's firming up. It's taking shape. It's taking form. It's becoming fixed. It's becoming the thing that it's supposed to be. It's going through the process, and also the World card is sort of, it talks about the completion of a macro cycle. These are all major arcana. So this talks about things in your life that are BFDs, you know what I mean? But the thing about the World card that it speaks to particularly is the completion is, again, it's an ascension. but it's going through, it's the feeling of going through the birthing canal. It recognizes that this takes a lot of work, that there are growing pains attached to this process, and it's in your environment. So it's something in your environment, externally, outside of your control, but definitely, you know, factoring into the events of whatever these energies speak towards or to, is a sense that you might get some, you know, some kickback, because there might be some growing pains that are being experienced outside of you, and you know, because everybody's going through the birthing canal through with you on this. That's just what came out of my mouth. That's what, you know, was supposed to be said. That might resonate for some of you. Everybody's coming with. It's like, I just got the image of like Bill and Ted's when they go through the time travel wormhole, and then, you know, but they grab somebody at the end and they're like, whoa, and they're just being toggled behind. It's that kind of thing where, you know, you're sort of, you know, like dragging people along with you. That's what's happening. You're growing and you're dragging these people along with you. They may be the fixed signs that are represented here. It's so interesting, Libra. But, you know, rest assured, wheel is turning in your favor, karma is on your side, a growth is happening, and you're getting to the next level. This is Ascension. In your hopes and fears is the Empress. And nothing to be afraid of. And definitely it's aspirational. And we talked about the Queen of Pentacles being pre-Empress. And basically, it's like, this is your aspiration. Like, you know, you're already Queen of Pentacles. It's pretty amazing. And it's like, you just want to flourish. The Empress is the utmost divine feminine expression in the tarot, and she's got connection to earth and birthing and creativity and just growth and nurturing here on earth. You know, you can see how she, you know, mirrors all of the expressions of the Queen of Pentacles. She's, you know, but she's that in a I never know how to complete that idiom. She's that in a ball of wax. Doesn't sound that exciting, does it? But anyway, she's all that and much, much more, is what I mean to say. But she's also got a connection to the spirit realm. Her crown is, her diadem is 12 stars. That represents 12 signs of the zodiac, and also represents her connection to the spirit realm. And she's, and this isn't your hopes and fears. It's just being all of creation. You know, the Empress energy is so beautiful and big. Of course, this is what we all aspire to, male or female. It's like you just want to be the creative conduit to, you know, and for some of you, I'd be remiss to, you know, fail to mention that some of your hopes and fears is perhaps in motherhood. We started with a card that, you know, is indicative of motherhood, and, you know, and that's in here too. So for some of you, it is going to ring that that making or creating a family is a part of what you want out of this experience. And for others of you, it's just creation in general, like you're birthing your big project, and it's that kind of life bringing. Yeah. And in your outcome, you basically get there. And the Nine of Pentacles is that pre-Empress. She's like the minor arcana expression of the Empress, and can't you see? And I was talking about all the yellow on the table here. Look at that. It's just life-bringing yellow sun energy. And that is, you know, just the most powerful expression of happiness, and that's here in your outcome. The Nine of Pentacles is this very singular energy, male or female. Again, it doesn't matter what gender you are, but this is pre-Empress, you know, level of creation and creativity, and she is much like the Empress. Not only in the garden, she is a part of the garden. She is the garden. So she is growth and creation. And she's also self-supporting. She's a self-supporting system. She's very singular and special. She's top of her game. You know? It's a really beautiful outcome, Libra. It means that you have full independence. and it's through this venture, it's through this success, and through these offers, and through your discipline and the steady disciplined practice that you've been committing towards has been filling up your karma bank, and forcing or allowing the Wheel of Fortune to move in your favor, to just tip over for this cycle. Again, I always say life is a series of cycles, and Priestess, intuition, she's connected to the Empress as well. A lot of divine feminine energy on this table, not gonna lie. Whether you're male or female, what's really coming forward is your productivity, your access to creation. This is a karma reading that talks about access to creation, Libra, and supporting the energy of the Nine of Pentacles is one last thing about the Nine of Pentacles. Nines are pentultimate to a completion, and it's a very personal moment as we move through a suit, 1 to 10 before we get to the courts, and so this is a very personal experience for you. What's happening, this growth and this activity and what's being created is for more than you, but this process is very personal to you. It's something that's these achievements are, it's a personal win, so further clarifying, we have in this order, we got the 9, again a 9 of Wands in reverse. We have the 2 of Wands in the reverse. We've got the Moon in the reverse. We have the Hermit card in the upright and the 4 of Wands in the upright. So a lot of wands, first of all, and that speaks to passions being ignited. Okay, first and foremost, the 10 of Wands speaks to the release of burdens. So this process, this leveling up, this arrival for you is going to allow you to let down some burdens and feel more relaxed in general. The 9 of Wands has got, that there's a lot that's attached to why you felt burdened. Reversal is always implied that this feeling came before. So you were once upon a time burdened by, too many projects. Wands are action and activity and passions, and you had so many of them, and that sort of talks about the many overwhelming offers that you were receiving here in this position, but and now they're taking root into something that becomes passion projects, and you've got so many of them, and perhaps there was a burden. Well, this ascension process, you become even more capable of handling these things and more expert, and through that you're able to release the sense of burden that they bring, so you can commit to them with much more ease, and that makes you very special. Again, this is a card of specialness, and I think this is a card of specialness too, in that your ability to handle all of those burdens, is very singular and special. The 2 of Wands in the reverse is sort of like the end of prospecting is the phrase I want to say. It's sort of like you've arrived, like you kind of know where you want to be now. Like there's no guesswork in this anymore, because you've figured it out. The 2 of Wands in the upright is like this sort of like, okay, where do I want to take this over? I'm surveying my realm, and what's next? What plans do I need to commit to? You're far beyond that now. You're now in a position of enjoying the arrival period. I often talk about hitting a boundary and then keeping and just to keep going, like pushing past your boundaries as a positive thing, right? And a lot of times it is, but sometimes you just want to get there and hang out there in your success, especially when the success is so beautiful and bountiful and abundant, and like you get to hang out here for a second. And that's what the Two of Wands in reverse is talking about. There's a pause in the planning and like in the moving forward any further. You get to just hang out and enjoy this period for a second. The moon in the reverse is also, it's the end of illusion. It's disillusionment in a way. It's the idea that you no longer have to navigate by dark. It's sort of this feeling of all of these reversals have this great feeling of release, this great feeling of the release of the burden. And part of the burden was like having to always guess at, what your next move was going to be, because it's like it wasn't all up to you. So much of what you were doing had to do with how others were responding to you. Well, all that guesswork is gone. Like, and you can hang out here for a second and just be, okay, I'm good. I've succeeded. I've achieved something. I can just enjoy this for a second. And I don't have to guess what other people are thinking in order for me to make my next move, And so when the moon card is in reverse like that, it's this release of like having to use your spidey sense over much. It's like you were overreaching. The priestess is here to talk about that intuition being really key and on point and spot on. Has been really working in your favor, and feeding and fueling this and allowing for the sense of needing to do that to come to an end. And then finally, you've got the Hermit and the Four of Wands, supporting your outcome. And the Hermit is sage wisdom, going within. You take this time, you don't just put it into park and go watch some TV. Like, you take this time to productively meditate over your successes and use it to become further enlightened. There is road ahead and you're going to commit to it. You are, but you just need to savor this moment for one thing, but also to understand how to alchemize it into the next level, how to identify what the next level is. And for that to happen, you just need to use your sage wisdom to go deep inside, to turn within and to find the answers that are there, using your very honed intuition, as the priestess points out, as the Empress points out, as the Nine of Pentacles points out, as the Queen of Pentacles points out. It's all over the table here, Libra. You're wise. And so you just, you take a moment to go within in order to sort out what all of this success means. And meanwhile, it's the Four of Wands, and it's a sense of real homecoming. Sometimes we travel really, really far away from ourselves just to come back, and or to realize that the destination is just more sense of self. And that was here too, wasn't it, in the Six of Cups? And the Four of Wands talks about homecoming, and you're bringing them with you. Didn't we say that too? When you're dragging everybody through the birthing canal, well, they come forward and they join you here under the huppah. and they create your community around you. Gosh, this feels like your last reading. And so, Libra, if you're returning from the last reading, this is just confirming more of the same, and it's moving forward beautifully. I'm here to tell you and confirm for you. The Four of Wands is talks about bringing your people with you and celebrating with them in union and true community. And it's a sense of homecoming for you. And so throughout all of these successes and your expert navigation through the process towards them, it just brings you back to a deeper sense of self and arrival. Libra, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this resonated with you. And if it does, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you feel so moved, drop me a comment. I do love hearing from you. And I hope to see you at the next one. In the meantime, I am sending you so much love and light.